Hi everyone, this is Lady D, and today we're going to add another video to our series on spiritual growth this year. And if you are new, subscriber to my channel, I want to say thank you for your support and thank you for subscribing. I trust that the Lord will speak to you and that something that is said or done will cause you to, or provoke you just to seek his face all the more and to really be a light in the world and to just allow the Lord to use you and to fill you so that he may be glorified. Okay, so today we're going to, as I said earlier, we're going to add another video to the spiritual growth series. And if you have just joining us, please, you can go to my YouTube homepage and look at this playlist. And I do have all the videos that I do for each, under each topic in those and when I say topic, there are three specific areas that I'll be discussing this year that I believe the Lord laid upon my heart. And I've added those playlists to my front page. So if you've not been with us for a minute, you can go ahead and look at the very first video up until now. So today we're going to add another area that I'm going to take my time with this, and I'm going to let you know in advance that I'm going to take my time with this area, because there are certain areas, of course, you can, one conversation, one brief discussion or something like that, you're really helped. You know what you need to do. You know what you know what you need to do, and you know what the issue is, and you're just gung ho, and it's all good. But there are certain areas and certain issues that you really need to take your time with, and you really need to labor with it, and you really need to make sure that you take careful, you pay careful attention, and you take careful thought in regards to it, because it is such an area that it is such an important area that it just requires more attention. And so with this video, this is going to be the first part of probably, I'm going to go ahead and say maybe a 3 or 4 part series regarding this. Just depends on how the Lord leads. And this area I want to talk about today is regarding church hurt in regards to spiritual growth, or in regards to a lack of spiritual growth. Okay, in the natural realm, if you talk to people who have been hurt in their childhood, different things like that. Now, before I go there, let me differentiate between what I mean by church hurt. There are certain areas, of course, where people are going to be hurt regardless. If you step on their toes in the church, if you look at them a certain kind of way, if you don't speak to them, if you don't acknowledge them, if you don't say, "Ooh, your hat is pretty," if you don't give a certain offering, if you don't. So I'm not talking about those things. Those things are just signs of immaturity in certain areas, and you just need to grow up in those areas, because in the church, outside the church, there are certain things that's just going to take place, because we're human, we're people, and some people are more sensitive than others. Certain people, of course, have walk in love more than others. So there are certain things like that this video is really not about. Okay, the hurt that I'm talking about is like deep hurt. I mean, that deep hurt that just stays with you, and it literally affects how you behave. It affects how you think. It affects how you act. It affects your life from the point of the hurt, up until wherever you are in life. And if it's not dealt with up until, until you leave here, you will, it has damaged you. So that is the hurt that I'm talking about, that deep hurt that has caused one to be stagnant in the area. And what do I mean by that? And like I was saying earlier, in the natural realm, you can see when someone has been deeply hurt. Deeply hurt. Some deep hurts will be like rejection from parents, or molestation or rape, or just say for instance a whole family coming against a person or for no reason, and it just excommunication, different things like that. I'm talking about those deep hurts, mind control, manipulation, those cultic kind of behaviors that you really don't know that you're in something until you get out of it and you look back. I'm talking about those deep kind of hurts. Whereas if you talk to certain people, because they have been so damaged and so hurt, you will see that their growth was stunted at the point of the damage and the hurt. For example, if you talk to some people, they will always revert back to, they can be 50 years old, but they will always revert back to when they was 5 years old and their parents rejected them, or they were, molested, and or different things like that. And this can be male or female. And what it has done is, because they haven't received healing and forgiveness and went through all of these things, that it has stunted their growth. So naturally age-wise or physically age-wise, that person could be 50 years old, but mentally and emotionally they are only still that 5 years old, or that 15 years old, or that 20 years old. Wherever that place of damage happened, that's where they have stayed emotionally and mentally, and just for spiritually wise. And so there has been no growth. Physically there's been growth, but mentally and emotionally and all those other areas, there has been no growth, because there has been no healing, there has been no deliverance, there has been no forgiveness, so there has been no help, and there has been no hope. And so as it is in the natural realm, so it is in the spiritual realm in regards to that area, because there are people who have been in the church that have been deeply hurt, and because of that deep hurt, it has caused them to be stagnant. At whatever that place was, it has caused them to be stagnant. Whatever that place of abuse was, it has caused them to be stagnant spiritually. Whatever that place of manipulation and abuse in the church and mistreatment and different things like that, it has caused them to stay in that area and be stagnant. So that's why you see some people that has left, not only have left a certain church, but they have left the Lord. Okay, that's that deep kind of hurt. Like I said earlier, I'm not talking about those certain little nitpicky things that's just really a sign of immaturity in that area. I'm talking about those deep that just hurts you to the core, and it literally puts you on another course. And of course, those of us who are spiritually mature in certain areas, we know that that is of the enemy, and that's how he operates. You're going along the course, you're going good, you're going after the Lord, and then something happens where it changes the course of direction. And so that is what we're going to be discussing these next few videos. And as I said, I'm going to take my time and we're going to discuss it. So for those of you who know someone who has been deeply hurt in the church, or you yourselves have been deeply hurt in the church, and it has caused you to be stagnant because you were manipulated or abused, damaged in the church, and it could just not only be because of something that happened per se to you, but just of what you have seen, what you have experienced, what you have encountered. Like I said, it doesn't have to just happen to you, but just because of what you know about leadership, or what you know about what's going on, or about what happened, and that has caused you to be stagnant. Not only stagnant, meaning you just don't go to a fellowship with believers no more, you don't go to a church anymore, but you have literally stopped your relationship with the Lord. You stop praying, you stop believing, you stop reading your word, you stop worshiping, you stop praising, you stop trusting the Lord because of what is happening to you, I want to tell you that this series is for you, and the Lord loves you, and he loves you so much that he sent me today. And I'm pretty sure there's others that have dealt with this issue, but I know there are some that's the Lord has caused me to talk to, and called me to talk to, and that healing and deliverance may take place. And so I ask you just to stay tuned to this series, and so that healing and deliverance may take place, and that now you may grow in the Lord. You may move forward from that point of hurt and point of damage into fullness of Christ. Okay, so God bless you, and I'll see you on the next vid.